And welcome to Issaquah Buzz, where we talk about all things Issaquah, from new restaurants to retail gossip. My name is Autumn Monahan, and I work with the city's communications team. I'm here with Jen Davis Hayes, our economic development manager, and one of my favorite people to gossip about business with. Happy holidays, Jen.
Happy holidays. I can't believe it's December already.
I know. I know.
What a fun time.
It is really fun time. We have a ton to go through today. So before we turn to that gossip, though, make sure to stay tuned for later in our podcast for a spotlight of the downtown holiday pop-up shop, which is curated by Allison, the owner of So There, which is a downtown business. All right, so let's get to gossip. To start out, November 29th. So will now forever be a day we remember. Both as a happy and a sad day for Issaquah business.
Yes.
I guess let's start with the sad and then we'll get to the happy. How about that? I was quite surprised to actually hear the news. I know many people in our community were that Triple X closed on November 29th. And I wish that I saw there were so many comments online, even directed at the city, or we were engaging with others in the community of just like, I wish I had one last milkshake. I wish I had one last burger.
I know.
And I think that also just shows how much local businesses are entwined with our community and our memories, and what makes Issaquah such a special place is that care. So while it was really sad, I know our community is definitely mourning the loss, but had a lot of really great times there.
Yeah, I mean, Triple X has been there since 1968, right? And and Jose, the past owner, was the owner since 1999. And so many of us went in there, saw him behind the counter, bussing tables, whatever it may be. And so he wanted to retire. And so it's amazing the amount of work that he's done. And we thank him for that passion of really building up Triple X to what it was, and the community involvement since that time. So.
Yep. A ton of car shows were there. And I know a lot of sports teams, would go and celebrate either losses or mourn their losses or celebrate their wins. So anyway, a lot of celebrations have happened there over the years. Yeah. I know that Jose's daughter also pretty much grew her career at that restaurant. I know she was featured in 425 Business magazine as a top 40 under 40. So she's also been recognized for her work at the restaurant too. So it's also been a place people have grown their careers. So I wish the family well, and excited to see hopefully what's next for that space. We don't have a whole lot of information now, but we'll keep you updated, right, as we know more.
That is the number one question I dealt with last week was, what's going there? And I talked to the new owners, and they don't have any plans at this moment, but I'm sure that we'll know something soon.
Yeah. One of my favorite memories, I have a lot of Triple X, but one of my favorite is I may have seen Sasquatch there at one point, and holding, one of the massive burgers. I forget the name, but one of those huge ones.
Yeah.
And then the amount of like grease that was on his hands afterward must have been very hard to clean. I don't know that as a fact, but I think it was quite a mess for fur and everything going on.
Yeah. So, oh gosh. Yeah. No, those big burgers, those are the best.
I know.
We took a Japanese delegation there, and one of the gentlemen ordered one of those burgers. And I don't know if he knew how big it was. And I thought, oh my gosh, he's going to feel like he has to finish it. It was not a problem for him. He finished the whole thing.
What? Did he need a nap after?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So we took a picture.
That's great. Yes, we wish the best to Jose in happy retirement, and for the rest of his family too, as they figure out what's next. All right, so we got through some of the sad news. Now some of the happy news. Our community was thrilled that Blazing Bagels has now opened at the old 55 Sunset location, which is next to Big Picture. And they did, I ran in the turkey trot for Thanksgiving, and they had a whole station set up on the route because everyone ran right by their new location.
Yeah.
And so I stopped because everybody was screaming that was working the station, don't worry, turkey trot's not timed. You can stop and get a bagel and still finish the race. So how easily persuaded I was to stop with my daughter. And we filled up on like little bagel holes. And then I was like finding myself running with a bagel in my mouth. It was a very interesting end to our turkey trot adventure. But anyway, great way to promote Blazing Bagels. I know that they're doing a lot of great promotion to kind of get the word out, and people are so excited that they're here. Yeah. So I know that your team did a survey a while ago now, but our community had asked for several things that they're really hoping for as far as what would open here in Issaquah, and that's bakeries and bagels. And so this really checks off the bagel list, right?
Yes. I mean, it was really interesting. Bagels was one of those top ones, but it was. Yeah. And a bookstore. So since that time, we Walls of Books is moved in. And so we mentioned some bakeries before, and we have some news today about a bakery too. So
yeah, that's great.
We're getting them. So
So, and Blaze and Bagels is a local chain, I think, just here in the Pacific Northwest. And I know the owner has said, he was even saying that during Turkey Trot, he's been looking forever for a location in Issaquah. So I think that's a good spot. I hope it is a good spot for her, for his business.
Yeah, no, I think so. And so right now, if you look at the space, it says coming soon in their banner, but they're open. So don't keep driving. But I think I probably have sent him half a dozen to a dozen locations trying to find a spot for him in the last few years. So really excited that this came about. And it's one of those things, you can plant a bunch of seeds and you never know which one's going to sprout. And so didn't know that 55 Sunset was available, but because he was out there looking and magic happened. So very excited about that. And so go check it out. They want to be involved in the community, as you saw with the Turkey Trot. And so here we go.
Yeah. And food is delicious. You can get breakfast bagel sandwiches, or lunchtime. They've got a lot of different options. They also have full espresso and coffee. And so also good for in the morning too.
Yeah. And he mentioned when I saw him right before it opened that they're going to get a liquor license eventually for like wine and beer. Oh. So I think if you go in today, go back in a month, because there may be some additional things happening there. So we'll see as they, continue to expand their offerings and expand their hours. So they're hiring. So if anybody wants a job, but as they are able to expand their hours with new staff, they'll do that.
Awesome. I also saw they do a lot of creative bagels. I started following them on social media now that they're here, and they're doing a candy cane bagel, and they do different things for the holidays. So anyway, they're a fun follow on social.
Yes.
All right. So we also have, if we're talking bagels and bakeries, let's also talk about one that was like late breaking news that I think we found out the day after we had taped our last podcast, and we were like, oh, darn. So anyway, we're excited about this news that Crumble and Flake, a bakery that was in Capitol Hill for a long time, has decided to move to Gilman Village at the old boarding house restaurant location.
Yep, they're doing some construction there if you've been to Gilman Village lately. So they're making it nice and new for them, and so excited. I've heard so many amazing things about this bakery that people are just like, they're coming to Issaquah.
Yeah, I did a little research just kind of on their background. The owner has worked and trained both in New York and in Paris at bakeries. I'm quite excited to just try everything that she makes. So really excited for when they open. Fingers crossed that soon.
That'll be really a great addition to Gilman Village. So excited for them.
Yeah. And then Sola Salon is on our list. Where is that located? It looks like that's a new business.
Up in the Highlands, it's above Harborstone Credit Union and Ben & Jerry's in that building there. So kind of off to the side. But it's this really cool concept where it's small rooms, so smaller than, we talked about the Issaquah work lofts where you can rent some small space. And it's a lot of, independent hair stylists, nails, wax, massage businesses. And so, you're going to go in there, you have your space if you're an independent business owner, where you can have a sink and a chair and be able to do your work. And it's just, you just walk down the hallway and there's door after door after door. And so it's a really, really great opportunity for people who want to go out on their own, maybe even cutting hair or doing things in their house and want to get out. So you can probably go there all day and, go get a haircut, go get a massage, go get nails, get all your holiday party things ready. So we're really excited for them to be open, and I think they still have some rooms open if you're interested in checking that out.
That's awesome. I'm excited to check it out as a customer.
Yeah,
you might have to find somebody new for hair or other things. That's great.
And
that's a really cool idea.
It is. And so I was in the one in Renton more recently, and you think, oh my God, there's all these small spaces, but everybody who's in that industry like makes it look really nice and feel good. And it just felt really nice, even though you're in smaller spaces in a big salon floor, it really felt nice. So
that's great.
Looking forward to seeing all those new small businesses in our community.
Yeah. So I saw another one on the list that you had for us to chat about, which is a chat deli next to the Indian grocery store that's kind of tucked behind Mud Bay on Gilman. I've never been there, and I've always wanted to go.
You should go check it out.
Yeah. And so what's the deli kind of concept that's going to be next door?
So they were trying to figure out the market, right? So being an Indian grocery store and wanting to provide very ethnic specific foods, and they played around a bit with a meat shop. And so I think they really heard from their customers that they want some takeout deli. So, they have some food there now, like in maybe a little warming area. And so I think they're just going to broaden their menu. So they're in permitting right now, so they're not open yet, but you can imagine in a few months, so maybe in the first quarter of next year, we'll see them open. We'll mention it again on the Buzz. But it's, again, another place that people can go and get some, great food that is just so important in our community.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. That'll be a great new option. All right. I think I've already asked you about this, but I'm going to again.
Yes.
As I was in the area in the Commons recently doing some holiday shopping. And I, of course, they're like iconic holiday decorations are out and
so
become,
nice.
I know it is really festive over there. So what's going on with the Bath and Bed Bath & Beyond site?
What is going on? So I just checked with the property representative this week. So, because I was hoping we can say out loud what it is, but they're in final negotiations for a new tenant. So they hope to be able to announce by the end of the year. So really, you're going to love it. Okay. That's all I can say. So soon, definitely by our next Buzz, I'm hoping that we can say that. But in my research of what's kind of coming in the city as well, is when I'm talking to the owners of Gilman Village, they said they're going to have a big announcement early next year. And big was in capital letters on the email. So both of those, the Commons and Gilman Village, are so good about bringing the right type of business. They're not just renting to the first business that comes their way. So I know they're going to bring some really amazing businesses that are going to serve our community. So keep your eyes out for our announcement if it happens before our next Buzz. But I think folks are going to be really excited about both. I don't know what the Gilman Village one is, but I'm hoping that that announcement comes soon.
Awesome. Okay, I'll keep it on my list.
Yeah. I know, right? So that's a little bit of the get you coming back.
Nice. So, I was talking with somebody else on your team recently, and she mentioned this kind of an Issaquah Arts organization. I don't know much about it. I would love to hear more of just kind of what you guys have heard and kind of what the rumblings are of this new group. It's called Issaquah Arts?
Yes. And so it's a new nonprofit. It was formed by the founding members of the organization are from the Arts Commission and the Creative District Advisory Board. So they've been talking, both of those groups have been talking to the community a lot. And what they've heard over and over again is that they want to be able to connect our creative network and access information more easily. So many of our viewers may remember Art East, which was a downtown gallery, but they also provided an opportunity for artists to, take classes together, to network. And since that's been gone, it's been gone for a while, there's been a gaping hole. So what they're doing is they really want to get together artists, makers, creative businesses. So not just, people who are doing visual arts or performing arts, but any creative business and art enthusiasts. So even if you aren't an artist yourself or a maker, but really want to support the arts, they want to invite you to join their Issaquah Arts Network on LinkedIn. And they're going to start sharing events and opportunities and just you can ask questions. You can say, hey, I'm looking for an artist to do this. So it's just beginning. They launched it this week. So it's something that I can't wait to see kind of how it grows as time goes on. And so I think there's such a need. We've heard the same need when we're talking to people about our economic development action plan, is that Issaquah is really known for, our arts and culture. I mean, Village Theater is our big key anchor, but there's a lot of businesses and individuals and enthusiasts, I love that word, to that really care about arts here. And so this is one way to kind of get them together. So they also will have a big announcement in the beginning of the next year of how some of the programs they're going to be putting in place, but I can't mention that yet. So
gosh, all these teasers.
I know. Well, we got to keep our listeners coming back. No.
Well, it's like an exciting year to come. I guess that's the other thing too. There's a lot of exciting things happening.
Yeah. And just as things are kind of coming into place, they don't want to say something in case it falls apart or it causes problems. So as everybody knows, we share gossip, but we also want to make sure it's baked enough to be real. We don't want to spread rumors that aren't true.
Well, I'm excited to learn more. One other thing that we wanted to mention is, just as people are thinking through maybe end of year giving, we have another opportunity that we wanted to plug. So we have 2 sister cities here in Issaquah, and one of them is in Chefchaouen, Morocco. And Mayor Polly recently visited Chefchaouen just as part of the Sister Cities Exchange. And she was there just a few days after that horrible earthquake that happened in Morocco. It wasn't near Chefchaouen, but definitely was an impact to a whole lot of people that live in that community. And so the mayor came back after that visit, after talking with so many people in Morocco, and wanted to do more, and partnered with some local Moroccan groups to put on a fundraiser that happened just last week. And so I know their goal was to raise $50,000 to help support those who were impacted by the earthquake. They are very close to their goal, and so they're looking for any last donations. So if any of our listeners would want to donate to that cause and support the recovery efforts in Morocco and make a financial contribution, you can go to issaquahwa.gov/donate.
Such an important, it was amazing to hear about the community coming together for that. And we had businesses that made donations and attended. We had community groups. We had obviously residents and others just helping to support a very, very important recovery effort. So
I just love that about Issaquah, how quickly that those things can come together. And, amazingly produced a really big event. It was a free dinner. It sounded like an amazing celebration, but also for a very good cause. So anyway, I'm glad that was successful. So check it out if you'd like to donate. So before we turn to our kind of video spotlight, just another plug of, as you're doing your shopping, make sure to buy local, as we always like to advocate. And we've got the Issaquah Loyal Shopping Guide. So check that out online for ideas. The Chamber also does a contest every year, right? For shopping local? Yeah. How does that work?
Yeah. So you can go to the Chamber's website, but basically any receipt from any business in Issaquah. So from Costco to your gas to anything, you can submit to win. So every receipt, is one entry, and they give away cash. So then you can go buy more. Nice. So you have to get those receipts in by December 11th. So I think as we're putting this out, it's going to be very close, but they do it every year. So if you miss it this year, think about it next year. So there's a period of time they open it up. The receipts have to be dated from November 24th, I believe, but check out the website. And it's just a great way that the Chamber, again, is encouraging us to shop local. So
it's great. Yeah. So our video feature for this month is the Downtown Holiday Pop-Up Shop, which I have not visited yet. It's on my list. I'm excited to go maybe after it's a little dark, just because all of the lights that are illuminating Old Town right now. There's a tree that the city lit that's beautiful. And even just driving through Front Street, it's just a wonderful time of year. So I'm excited to kind of walk along Old Town, visit the shop, and finish some of my holiday list, my shopping list. So stay tuned to learn more about how this holiday pop-up shop came together.
this year's shop includes 42 local artists and makers. I curate it each year, and really those artists change out depending on what kind of makes sense together. It's a great opportunity for artists to have their products out in this community without having to sit here every day. And I get to be surrounded by wonderful things throughout the season. If you come to the shop, you will find a wide range of gifty goods and a large, really accessible price range, and hopefully a gift for everybody you know. So we have a lot of great kits. We have games, we have decor items for the holidays and the rest of the year. I was a volunteer with the Downtown Issaquah Association for a lot of their events and things like that. And of course, a lot of that centers around this building. So I love this building, and I knew it could be utilized for something really special. Over the course of my career in the creative community, I've met so many really talented and amazing artists, and I feel like there is a dearth of opportunity for people to shop from those artists. And so this was an idea that I built to kind of have this seasonal opportunity for the Issaquah community to come in and shop from really interesting creatives who make things that are just great gifty goods. The rest of the year, I focus on Sew There, which is basically my illustrations that I apply on journals, greeting cards, stickers, things like that. I'm very interested in the production aspect of it, so I like to have my hand in every part of the making of things. And I love working with old tools, so a lot of what I print, I use an antique letterpress from 1889. I think if you come in here, you find items with a lot of soul. It's not just the same old thing you order online that everyone else is getting. And you can find something that really speaks to people. And then at the same time, you are supporting those creative people. I think that if you come in, you'll be inspired. You will be inspired to buy things, but probably inspired to make things as well. And I love that part of it too. My website is www.andsewthere.com. So you can find all kinds of great stuff about my business, about my little studio space, and it has a link to our online shop, which has pretty much everything I make. So that's a great way to find me.
And that's a wrap on this latest edition of Issaquah Buzz. Thanks so much for joining us. Join us next time to hear more about other business news, including all the teasers that Jen gave this edition. Let us know if you have a favorite business, or you're hearing a rumor or some gossip that we need to track down at ed@issaquahwa.gov. Thanks so much.
Happy holidays.